All right, Kevin, and the gate is down here.
And we are off and running. Holeshot from about the 5th or 6th gate. Nice clean start. Looks like a 2-stroke. If I can make that out. Man, he has got it running right now. Smooth selling for this young man. We'll see who gets credited with the holeshot. Still the same guy, I believe, right there.
That is going to be the number 16 over Robert Wise.
Yeah, Weiss with that first moto win. So, I mean, you could not have scripted it any better if you're in the Weiss family. They are feeling good right now as he is scooting away, doubling all the way through the 10 commandments. All right. So they're going to splash that mud out of the way.
And the number 16 was one of the riders that went out on your sight lap. So Weiss got a good look at the track.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable. He's not having to tiptoe through it. He kind of knows where to go. Going to jump his way out into Storyland. And that is bad news for the rest of the gang here in this 250C Junior 12-17, 252 stroke for Mr. Weiss, our first moto winner. And guys, he is slowly starting to stretch this thing out.
Riders going all over the place right now, so bunched up. Seems like they can't even make it from one corner to the next without having to pull a tear off or the roll offs.
Yeah, what's the move there, man? Like, how many tear offs can you put on your goggles reasonably and be able to get to them and not have it be a problem?
I think most of those laminate stacks are about 6 to 7, so I've heard anywhere from the 21 to 27 range. I know a lot of the even the riders using roll-offs, they'll run one tear off on the front, come around the first turn.
Here's Robert Weiss. He comes right in front of us. Going to hit that sand for the first time. Holding up pretty good. Got to watch that super inside line. Rider number 19 trying to hang in tow there. That's Paleologos. He was our first moto winner. I take that back. The 16 finished second, so we've flip-flopped right now. So right now we are tied. Of course, it's very early to call that, but your first moto winner in the number 2 spot and your first moto second place rider in the number 1 spot. Plenty of racing to go. Typically the C-Class a little more not so consistent, a little more radical. Testosterone just now entering the body, having to battle the chemistry of being a 15-year-old. So there's that going on. And the girls here, I'm sure it's just messing with them. He probably met a girl yesterday. He's trying to impress her. So you got to be careful. You're here for one thing, and that's to win motos, boys.
She said she'd give me the Snapchat if I pulled the whole shot, and that's what I'm doing.
He did. It's Weiss, Paleologos. Carson Hall is 3rd. Dagan Strickland is a 4th. Braxton Kragenbring is 5th. That's a lot of letters in that last name. Kragenbring. Kragenbring. Travis Tucker is 6th. Kevin Bond in the number 7 spot. Kerry Owens 8th. Trent Salisbury is 9th. And Anthony Polakowski rounds out your top 10. And now the bikes look like what you expected them to look like. Very muddy, muddy machines. My flagger over there looks like a boxer over there. He's trying to duck that roost at the beginning of the 10 Commandments. He ducked all the way down to the ground, man. He wasn't going to get hit with that uppercut. Again, props to our flaggers, dude. They are in this stuff. They are your last line of defense. When it's going down, these dudes, they'll get in there. And I have much respect. I used to do that for 20 bucks a night at my dad's racetrack. I got ripped off. 20 bucks all day long for be a flagger. Yellow flag is out. We have one rider having an issue there. He's got the bike stood back up, but our leader still, it's going to be Robert Weiss. Oh, 3rd place rider. Didn't crash, but I bet he's feeling that on his left shoulder, his knee.
And all it takes is to get a couple of inches to the right or to the left, and you get in that thick stuff they've scraped off. You saw how quickly the momentum was snatched away.
I believe he stalled the bike. Luckily, we have those nitro electric starts there on the Yamahas.
And I think that might be the Carolina boy of Strickland, the number 36, now moving into the 3rd place spot.
That was the number 16 that we just saw on the camera. Leaders now coming around for their 2nd lap, the 19 in the number 2 spot still. So it's Weiss, Paleologos, and things will change behind them as, again, our scorekeepers frantically trying to write down the numbers that they cannot see because of the mud on these machines. Again, we have the transponders, but we do have the ladies up on that top deck backing up our transponders in the event something happens.
And so now Weiss checking in, first full lap running at 2:13.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, I was about to say, not a terrible lap time, even compared to what we saw yesterday or when things were still dry. Paleologos checks into 2nd. Carson Hall did still hold on to that 3rd place spot, so it might have been Strickland that went down, as now Krakenbring falls or moves up to the 4th place spot with Strickland coming in 5th.
I bet you see equipment running around. We won't have any scheduled stops, but I guarantee you in between motos, they'll pop in and adjust a turn here, adjust a turn there, and just continuously do it. Nice breeze out there. Jason Wygant with the weather report. It's nice out there. It's warm. breezy. The track looks good. Lap times aren't falling off. 2:13 was your fast lap around. So we're back in the game.
Yeah, Robert Weiss out of New Jersey. Got a couple of buddies back home. Pumped on him. He led into the last lap of a Moto yesterday and ended up finishing second.
Paleologos down, guys. Second place, down in the Ten Commandments.
He was our first Moto winner, so that helps out your boy Weiss. Put some guys in between him. That's what the
we got a
mud
battle
will do.
right here. They almost locked bars. So they were both. Actually, I don't even know if any of that was on purpose. They might have just missed where they wanted to go.
That's, I believe, Hall and Kragenbring.
Oh, he'll bring that Kragen. He will bring He will bring that Kragen. That like the Kraggle in the Lego movie?
I think so.
And bring the crazy glue.
Craggle Rock? Was that something there? No.
Down in Craggle Rock. And
that was HBO.
Dagan Strickland. I mean, whatever training facility he comes from, you know that's a land. They are strict down there. Our fifth place rider, Dagan Strickland. They're still battling this Hall Kragenbring duel that we're showing you on screen. You don't often get battles like this in a mud race because the track usually one line's out pretty bad, but it's good to see multiple lines as they were side by side for about a quarter of a lap there.
Guys, that is not Kragenbring. I think that is. Oh, there is Weiss. Okay, I was about to say, I saw the white fender. Weiss still looking squeaky clean out front.
It's just the lead is so big now for him, so things are going his way. Robert Weiss comes around the big sweeper. Megawatt sweeping in here early, so a lot of sweeping going on the track and in the tower. There's our second place riders. Now the number 30 of Braxton Kragenbring. He's jumped up 2 spots into the number 2 spot. He's got the broom right here. One of our apprentices doing a great job sweeping.
We're calling that the sweeper.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you are the
that's
sweeper.
The sweeper.
He is the sweeper.
Yep.
That's it. Lap number 3 officially now starts with Robert Weiss leading the charge. Holeshot and looking for a Moto win. Long way to go, though, dude. You can't count your chickens before they're hatched here. This thing can throw you a curveball. Can you hit the curveball?
That's often the difference. You know, someone might have great stats at the high school level, but you got to be able to hit that curveball as you move up toward the pro.
Usually the big deal breaker there. Here comes Wes Kane with those white boots, slowly, methodically making his way up here. He'll get up here.
All right, get all your fun in right now. It's about to come to an end.
It's coming to a crashing halt.
We just saw the 59 bike on screen. That's Carson Hall. He is now up to third.
Rider down just beyond the mechanics area.
Going to try to get a look out our window and see which bike that is down.
Hard to see these plates, man, but they are battling. Good Lord. Now, what if you're trying to score this like our ladies over there, man? That's just, you're just guessing. He just says, I'm over it. Hey, listen, calm down. Don't give up.
It's a mud race. These things happen, okay? These things happen. That's the 31. I'm trying to find him on the shot here. Connor Sumner, who is 26th place, going down in that mechanics area. So that's not a change. And the running order up front, Weiss, Kragenbring, and Carson Hall, the number 59, who we just saw move up to third. Strickland is fourth. Strickland's got to open up a training facility and literally call that the Strickland.
Strictly motocross, Strickland.
Strickland. Our rules
are
everywhere
many.
on this land, very strict. Very, very strict.
The rules are many. Fun is few.
Kyle Paleologos, who went down in the Ten Commandments, is fifth. Travis Tucker, sixth. Anthony Polakowski, seventh. Casey Owings, William Barrett, and Ryder Rodriguez, who I believe was on the podium earlier this week, is in 10th. And we got 4 announcers up here, so I'm going to chill.
He was in the number 8 spot, close to the podium, in the top 10. One of our flaggers there running the cowboy hat and pink shirt. That's a good look. Our leaders again coming through. The number 30 just flashes past us, Kragenbring, and he can look to his left and catch the leader on the number 16 machine. Or is he? Yeah, he's already come through. There it is, a 2:17 for Robert Weiss. And there is the 2:25 of Anthony Polakowski. And there's Kevin Wyndham, fresh off of a skid steer. That was cool, man. You guys had the whole family out there getting this track ready, man. What was your daughter in charge of? What part of the track she fixed?
I think she's fixing the creek.
That's the perfect spot. Getting all that dirt out of there. Get it set up for her to go down there and suntan. We're about to talk Kevin into racing this thing. That's the plan. We're going to get him back at some point.
Rider down on screen there. We'll see who that is here in just a second. And Zach, we see another rider going down. The track is not quite as bad as I would think it would be, but when they are going down, man, they're having such a time trying to get that bike back up and going.
Absolutely, Jackson. This is what we were talking about. Is now we see the number 36, Dagan Strickland, coming across the Yamaha mechanics area there, getting a little pep talk from Pops as he is just trying to focus forward. Like Kevin Kelly said, we're seeing some of the unusual characteristics of Loretta's. That hard-packed base with a slippery top makes it really difficult when riders are hard on the brakes coming into turns. I've seen 4 or 5 riders wash the front end out just trying to come into the corner before the 10 Commandments. So as much as you want to push, go as fast as the number 16 here on screen, Robert Weiss, you got to be careful because one simple mistake could cost you a lot of time out here.
And look at that, the number 16 of Robert Weiss able to get a 17.6 second gap already here with only 4 laps complete. So we've got about 4 minutes left in this one, give or take. These are going to be abbreviated motos here with all this mud. Hello, folks.
Waving to everybody at home. Got a great shot of the back of my neck. As we are hanging up here in the tower, glued to the screen right now, because it seems like every half a second or so we've got another rider flying off one side of the track. But one rider figuring out, he is the only rider I've seen be able to go in a straight direction. The number 16, Weiss, handling business right now as he checks off another lap.
Check who's going straight up the charts. Ryder Rodriguez has passed 15 riders in the mud, along with Kyler Hagerdorn. He's passed 12 riders. Vitro with 12 passes as well.
Ooh.
So number 16, did he make? Oh, problems for our leader. Almost took it down to the ground, but he was okay. As we continue to watch Robert Weiss handle business, he almost handled some business on the ground, and the business was picking that motorcycle up, but he didn't crash. 20-second lead there, Jackson.
Yeah, that number 16 is doing everything he can out here. Get that early lead, and that's what you got to do when you're out here in the mud. That's going to give him a little bit of a buffer in case he does drop that front end like he almost did there next to the Wall of Fame.
Some of these riders looking worse for wear there. It's like they've been in some battles for sure. Can take that gear and just, oh, another rider down right there in the same spot where we saw the number 16 have a problem. That was the 25 of Anthony Polakowski. He is in the number 5 spot, and look out, he's slipping backwards now as the gas of Kerry Owens might be slipping by him as well. He's trying to restart that motorcycle. What a terrible feeling.
This is what we talked about. This is not only tough on man, but machine as well, having trouble getting that bike fired back up.
2 minutes, 34 seconds to go here before we call this thing done. Looks like maybe the 2-lap board, it is out. 2-lap board is out. White flag is up.
I had to take one of the bikes. Zach got voted off the island. Oh, he's going to the headset. He's going to the headset. He's right back in the game.
You can throw me off, but you can't get rid of me forever.
So white flag getting ready to come out in 250C Junior 12-17 from the get-go. It's been Robert Weiss. You said he went on the sight lap, so it's worked out well for Mr. Robert Weiss.
Yeah, I knew Weiss was inside the podium in first race, so I was kind of shocked to see him even go for the sight lap, but it seems to be working out well for him, as right now the number 16 is handling business here in the closing laps of this first race, and good to see that we are in fact going back racing out here at Loretta's.
And so once again, guys, this is race number 20, first one of the day, 250C Junior 12-17 Limited. Up next, we got 450B Limited. Following them, we're going to have the 85cc 10-12 Limited, and then we're going to turn loose 250 Pro Sport here at Loretta Lynn's.
And that's going to be, as far as timing goes in the running order, that'll be a great time to see those Pro Sport races. The track has, will have some of the slop pushed off, some of the lines developed, but not absolutely completely chewed up like we've seen it at the end of the day. So hopefully it'll make for some great racing to go along with it. But right now we are watching on screen your leader, the number 16, Robert Weiss.
This is where it all went sideways last lap. We'll see if Weiss can keep it going right here. There's another rider. That's 3 laps in a row. Looks like the Bermuda Triangle of turns now. Just sucking riders right there into the ground there.
And to your point, Kevin, earlier, you said that hard base that we don't often see here, right there coming out of the corner. You saw the back end of the Husky slide right out. He threw the topsoil off and then starts spinning on that base.
Yeah, and as they work it, we'll flip it around and clean some stuff up here and there, but I think we're just going to rock and roll through the races. I think the best thing that can happen is for that sun to come out and just start drying this thing out. It's going to be hot for you guys, but it will help out with the track reconstruction.
As we see the number 16 going through the 10 Commandments. And guys, he's riding wise.
A lot of patience there.
Jackson was waiting to use it. Dad jokes coming in hot. He's riding wise, man. He was proud of himself.
It took me a second. It caught me off guard. That's well done.
I didn't expect it, Jackson.
I'm trying.
You are.
I'm trying. You're rubbing off on me.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that. Paleologos in the number 2 spot still. Braxton Kragenbring is 3rd. Carson Hall 4th. Rodriguez is 5th. And we'll go on down the top 10. Oh, dropping his hat over here. 6th spot is Kerry Owens. Travis Tucker 7th. Anthony Polakowski is 8th. William Barrett 9th. And Drew Embleton rounds out your top 10. There is your leader on screen. The 2-stroke, the whole shot, the sight lap. He got his money's worth on this one, boys. He said, I want maximum laps, and I'm going to do it. Flagger hanging out behind the tree. Right down the freeway, we will pick him up.
And a good ride from Paleologos to be able to get back around Krakenbring. So checking back in the Yamaha rider, falling back to that 3rd place spot. So
now look at that. They're all tied up. It's 1-2-2-1 going into the 3rd moto for Weiss and Paleologos. So that was a championship run for Paleologos to get back up at least to that point to where he can just square off one-on-one, 1v1 next moto along with 38 of his buddies and sort this championship out. And we're about to sort it out right now. Jackson, take us home. Who do we got?
It's going to be the number 16 Husqvarna. Robert Wise going to take this one here in the 250C Junior 12 to 17 limited class. Kyle Paleologo is going to try to hold on to this one. Just a few more corners to go there on that number 19 Yamaha. And the number 19 of Kyle Paleologo is going to get it done here in this one with a 2nd. And Braxton Kragenbring going to round out our top 3 there on the number 30 Husqvarna. Now the number 59 Gas Machine checking in. That is going to be Carson Hall going to round out our 4th spot. Then in 5th we had Ryder Rodriguez on the number 55 Honda. So that is going to do us, folks, for the 250C Junior 12 to 17 class. Kerry Owings going to get 6th in this one on the number 67. Travis Tucker checking in there in 7th on the number 79 machine. And there is your top 10. William Barrett going to check in that 8th. Travis Tucker in 7th. In 9th, we got Anthony Pawlowski. And then Drew Embleton going to round out our top 10 in this one. And we will toss things over here in just a second to Jason Wygant down on the podium.
And boom, we are ready for the first Muddy Moto of the day. It is shocking how clean this guy is, but part of that is because he grabbed that Stasic Holeshot Award, the pride of the Garden State. Goggles aren't even that bad too. Let's hear it for Robert Weiss with the Moto win. Oh, my buddies back home, the Nash family, they are pumped on this one. He's been telling me for months, he's like, watch for Weiss, watch for Weiss. And this is a little revenge, man. You led a moto to the last lap. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
You got the revenge, man. You got to feel good about that.
Yeah, it feels awesome. I just got the whole shot and just started clicking off clean laps and trying not to go down.
How's the track for that much rain? I didn't think it was that bad. What do you think?
It definitely wasn't bad at all. There was some slick spots that could get you, but just had to be smart out there.
Cool. Who do you want to thank, Weiss?
My mom, dad, Callahan MX School. We've been putting the work in. Factory Connection, Johnny Knowles of Scott Goggles, Focus X Gear, EK Heating and Cooling, Haynes Realty, Kurt Mayberry Home Improvements, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, and everyone else that helps out. Thank you.
Robert Weiss, your gold medalist. Getting it done in the mud, but a surprisingly good track considering those conditions. I want to bring up our 2nd place finisher. 2nd, yep. Let's bring Kyle on up. He finished up in 2nd, and we're going to get the actual pronunciation from the actual athlete, and I'll give out the silver. And these guys really showed. It started out with the C-Class right in the first group in the mud, and they handled it no problem. All right, Kyle, instead of us butchering it, just give me the last name pronunciation so now we know.
Paleologos. Kellen had it right. Nobody else did, though.
There's a lot of things that Kellen's got right. Are you a Start Your Systems guy?
Yep, I play Sim, and I know of them.
That's pretty cool. All right, Kyle Paleologos with second place. Let's hear it for him. I'm going to give this to you. Put that around your neck there, Kyle. They all love running the white gloves, man. That's the look these days. That's tough in a mud race. You got enough left in you for that? How'd you pull off this second place finish? Guys are going down all over the place. How'd it go for you?
Had a pretty okay start. I decided not to do the sight lap because I thought it would get too much mud on my bike, but I think it was a mistake because my gate was super muddy and I just did a lot of spinning. I got to the front pretty quick, like within 3 corners, and then was just riding behind the leader trying to be safe, setting up a pass, and I got a blast of roost going into the Ten Commandments and went over the bars a little bit, but I think I fell back to like 5th or 6th, made it back up to 2nd, and I was clicking off those laps. I know my speed, and I think I can do better.
All right, could go for the gold next time. Who do you want to thank, Kyle?
My whole family for all they do for me. Triangle Cycles for helping me through the mess that I just went through. Man, Answer Racing, 60 helmets, 100%. What is it? Monster Mountain, War Eagle MX, Shea Bentley, Kendall Mason, and everybody else. Thank you.
Kyle Paleologos finishes second. Awesome job. Looking for Braxton Kragenbring for third. Congrats, Kyle. And we'll bring up Braxton, who is our bronze medalist. And this guy was in a battle. Paleologos did go down there in the 10 Commandments, was able to fight back. Kragenbring was in the fight, and he ends up with the bronze. Come around front here. Braxton Kragenbring. Yeah, that was awesome. And you guys are battling to get there. Tell me about your moto.
It was rough, muddy, definitely muddy. Yeah, it was hard, but I wanted it. I wanted it real bad.
Hey, that's what you need sometimes. Who do you want to thank?
60, Mobius, Ethica, my family more than anything. My dad, my grandma, my grandpa, everyone at home. Thank you so much.
Braxton Kragenbring takes third. That's it. We got one moto in the mud underway. It wasn't even that bad. Let's send it back.